Hello everybody, and welcome to another live stream Friday. If you're new to this channel or new to this concept, basically every Friday between 1 and 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be doing one of these live streams where I'll handle requests, show new foundations, show new swatches, and whatever the topic might be that we're discussing. Anyways, these will always be published afterwards, so if you're not able to make it on a live stream, don't worry, because they will always be uploaded on the same day. On that same matter, I want to say that in these live streams, the good thing is that there is live interaction, so I can talk directly with you guys and answer questions live. So if you see me like staring at the screen or like randomly seeming like I'm not making sense, basically I'm just answering questions or replying to a comment. And if there is a question that's very interesting, I'll of course read it out, but if that question is particular to that person, that I will not read it out, I'll just answer. Anyways, if you want to know more, there is all the info in the description box down below. There is my Instagram, my website, as well as my Facebook page. You can follow me in all of those in order to know more. So this channel, basically, for those of you who don't know, is to cater pale skin people. So anyone who's NCNW 15 and below. Usually I try to cater more for people who are around NCNW 05 to 10, NCNW 05 to 12, somewhere around there. But if you're not in that, don't worry. It doesn't mean that you cannot stick around. It just means that often the shade selections will be more catered towards that end. But you can always learn more about products or techniques in this channel, no matter what skin tone you are or whatnot. Anyways, that aside, hello! I just started to look at the chat box. For today's, it's a request. So I had on Instagram, let me try and find it if I can actually. Few weeks ago, I like to wear a lot of red. My thing is to wear red. I like red everything, but basically I had this look. I'm not sure if you can tell. And it was a very rusty reddish eye look and then a very plain lip. I'm gonna try and do the same thing. I say try because I know what I used, but I don't really know exactly how I was doing it. I was just playing around randomly, but I'm gonna do something nearly identical. And yeah, so I'll also try and incorporate more reddish tones in the blush, so like these tones for blush and more reddish lips. So I'll give you different options for lip colors, from a very, very nude office to a very, very bold nighttime. So basically you can take this look from daytime to nighttime based on how you play around with the lips. And I'll also be trying, if you didn't check my previous live stream, is from last Friday. I hold this, and it's a Scandinavian brand which had very, very pale foundation, so I'm going to be trying that one out. This will be also a first impression. And I forgot to say the brand is Idun. And if you see me sipping from here, no, I'm not drinking. I don't drink alcohol. I have actually Aldi's Diet Coke, or whatever you want to call it, Diet Cola with ice. I just happen to like these cups, like these plastic cups that are large enough to contain as much as I want in there. So my skin is, whoops, pretty much primed. I've used, whoops, Omar Visca sunscreen, and I have some Kaplan MD SPF 20 on my lips, but I'm gonna apply a little bit more of lip balm, so I'm going to be using the Guerlain Kiss Kiss, their rose one, like the clearest one, if you wish. So as you can see, it gives a little bit of color. It's not too much. So there's that. Also, I got a request to try out the Cinema Secrets makeup brush cleanser. So I'll do that with, I'm gonna try it out with my usual makeup brush. So I'm gonna do that so that it can dry out while I'm doing my eyebrows. So sorry about that. I'm kind of messy, so I don't tend to prepare very much in advance. So if that's something that annoys you, I'm sorry, that's just my personality. Sometimes, of course, if it's work related, I do prepare, but if it's this kind, like live streams, I just like to chill and enjoy rather than being obsessively preparing for those, because this is sort of like my, almost like a relaxing time for me, just come and hang with you guys. Okay, I can't find my usual brush. I have to find it because it's my favorite blending brush and I have no idea where it is. Let's see if it's somewhere here. Now that's weird because I had it not long ago, like it was here, but it might be mixed up with other brushes. Nope. Okay, now that's very, very weird. I have no freaking idea where it is. Yeah, I really don't know where it is. That's shocking because I always have it. It's my favorite brush. Oh well. I'll have to improvise with something that's not my favorite, which is really pissing me off. That's just so weird. By the way, if you're annoyed at these things, then just, you can click out. But that's real. Yeah, maybe Muffy hit it. I don't know. I mean, it's just odd. Let me check here quickly. Nope. I'm just starting to freak out because I'm afraid that I've actually lost it when I was on travel. That's why I'm slightly agitated, because it was literally my favorite brush. Oh well. I'll have to do with what I have now. For those of you who know, it's my MAC, was it 227? Something like that. I use that one always to blend out my eyeshadows. Oh well, so how is this supposed to be used? This is the first time I'm using Cinema Secrets. Pour enough brush cleanser in cleansing tint to cover 1/4 way up to the brush bristles. Using long strokes, wipe off excess. So this is supposed to be something that will cleanse and dry. Okay, I'm not using it because I need to pierce this thing. Well, apparently today nothing is really going as I would have wanted, because I cannot find any of my brush cleansers. Like, that's why I took that one. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that one. I cannot find any other. I cannot even find my makeup removing wipes or brush cleansing wipes or anything like that. I have zero idea where they went. That's just annoying. Anyways, normally I have a brush cleanser, like a regular brush cleanser that dries out very fast. Nope, nope, nope. I mean, with these nails and this, you can't open it. That's for sure. I'm gonna try with the spatula. Let's see if I can. Yep, I managed. Gonna just use a little bit. Whoa, this smells disgusting. The Cinema Secret stuff. Good Lord, it smells bad. But holy crap, it cleanses everything. Look, do you see that little spot there? So let's dip it. I'm gonna, you know, just lightly dip it, okay? Look at that. I mean, this literally cleanses everything in one go. You don't even need to dip it. Like if you're just cleaning your brushes to reuse them quickly, or you just use them, you don't need to. Oh my goodness. My brushes have never been this clean, and I have all kinds of brush cleansers. This is scary. Like, this is alien stuff. How on earth I didn't know about this? Or, well, I knew about it, but the problem is that there is no air shipping on this thing. Like, this has to be ground shipped because it has it's flammable. So that's why I was like, always hesitating on getting it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I thought, like, well, whatever they're selling at MAC or Sephora, it will do. And they do, yeah. But you have to spend so much time cleaning. I mean, this is just, I've probably done it not like 100% as it should be done, but it's like factory clean, you know, like when I bought it, it's that clean. And it was like just wiping it in the thing, and it also kills 99.99% of bacteria. So if you're someone that suffers from acne or has any kind of reactive issues, you know, to like accumulation of product, then probably you will enjoy this a lot. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. Well, yeah, because it's getting everywhere. This little thing here, tin here is not that good. So anyways, you see how this is? I'm dipping it. Okay, dipped it. Now I'm wiping it. Basically, I'm buffing it. I personally don't like the olive oil method because I found that it might not be visible, but there's still a residue left, and that can break me out, or it can make the products, if you do that over time, many times, the products, the brush won't react to the products as well, because there is like a microscopic coating in the bristles. So it does not, and that does not disinfect. So that's also another thing which I'm not that fond of, or why I don't do that anymore. Well, I mean, there is still a little bit left, but if you do it another time, second time, it will be clean. So anyways, sorry, this wasn't meant to be a clean your brush tutorial, but I happened to open this and oh my gosh, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it since I managed to open the cleanser, and the cleanser seems to be so freaking good. There, factory clean. This is awesome. I'll definitely repurchase like the large one. I don't know what's the largest size that they sell, but I know that they have like a massive bottle, professional size, which at least for me would be. So this is with the my eyebrow stuff product. Like I have, it's, I would say perhaps the most stubborn thing to clean, or maybe the most stubborn thing ever. But yeah, factory clean, like just like that. The tin is actually very good if you're traveling and you need to clean tiny brushes. If you have like big brushes, that tin won't do. And this seems clean, but it has that stain on the top, and I'm sure that it's because this pink part will not, maybe it's a permanent stain. Like, I don't remember what I used it with. I think it was Jeffree Star something. Yeah, anyways, it seems clean, so good enough for me. Anyhow, I spent 9 minutes of your time trying to find a brush cleanser and then cleaning my brushes and trying to find a brush. So anyways, I don't want to take more of your time in that sense. Moving on. I'm going to start doing my brows, which is part of the look because it's reddish. If you don't have reddish brows, you don't need to do this, of course. But I thought of showing it because I got a new product for my brows. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in the brows or where. So this is what I normally use in my brows, and this is what I got. And the brow brush that I use is a really cheap one from Misha. And I have no idea. It's angle brush, professional eyebrow angle brush. Honestly, it's one of the best brushes, or the best brush if you use this kind of stiff cream product for the eyebrows. And after I'm done with this tutorial, I'm definitely repurchasing more of that Cinema Secrets, because normally I have a tool to cleanse my brushes, you know, like a scraping tool. And whoops. Then I have also I have three cleansers. One that's very, very, very good is the Beauty Blender Solid cleanser. It cleanses the beauty blenders like nothing else, and truly gets like a lot of stuff clean. But still, you have to scrub a lot and overall spend a lot of time on the sink. I saw Shannon from Shangso, I think that's her channel name. She's a very popular YouTuber from New Zealand. Anyway, she had the like massive bottle of that Cinema Secrets, and you know, she probably like has 4 or 5 times more brushes than I do. And you know, she was in one of her vlogs, she had like a massive pile of brushes to clean, and I was like, oh my gosh, is she actually gonna spend like entire day cleansing those? Because that's how much time you would actually spend if you're cleansing them over the sink with water in general. And then she pulled this bottle and she was like, okay. It's like maybe 45 minutes later and literally hundreds of brushes were clean. Like she showed it and it's like, are these actually not new brushes that she plugged in into the video? And then she showed like a before and after of a brush, like showing how it works. And I was like, oh my gosh. But I didn't think much of it. I was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe her products that she's using in those brushes aren't as sticky as what I tend to use. Or not. Like, I tend to be very skeptical of beauty products. Like, there is a lot of claims made left and right. All kinds of claims everywhere. So I'm not one to believe right away. Oh yeah, the Beauty Blender, actually many liquid soaps are disgusting. Like the only one that I've liked personally is the MAC brush cleanser, but that's not like soap. That's more, it's more something like this, but not as intense. But that MAC one, the good thing is that it's meant to be like you wash and you use right away on the client. So that's its main purpose. At least when I was with MAC, we weren't using that as a deep cleanse per se. We were using it more as when you have to switch colors and you really need to get rid of the pigment in the brush. But for really heavy buildup, I felt like I have to use something stronger. So I would either make my own mix, which, I mean, it works fine. But again, like I said, it tends to leave a residue over time and it does not disinfect. So you need to use a disinfectant on the other hand, because bacteria that are in makeup brushes can really be sticky in a way. So then the other one that I liked was that solid one from Beauty Blender. It was very good at getting rid of foundation buildup and things like that. Then I like the instant brush cleanser spray from Sephora, because that again is one that allows you to switch colors very fast, but still it will leave some kind of residue that you have to let it dry first. So it wasn't necessarily that instant. Anyways, these are the brows unfinished, like not yet that clean. I'm gonna add just a little bit of red. Just a tiny bit, so this one. And yeah, I tend to take a lot of time in my eyebrows, so I apologize for that. I think this might be better for when my eyebrows are recently dyed, so I'm not going to use that for the eyebrows that much more today. Next, I'll use the Hourglass Arch in Auburn. If you haven't tried this product, you have to. Honestly, is extremely good. I of course can't use it all over my brows because it would darken it too much, and I don't like that look. But I like to sort of like clean the edges, if you wish, like make it sharper, the eyebrow. But I know I've used this in other colors on other people, and it's just stunningly beautiful, especially if you have very, very, very cool undertones in your hair. They have one that's very gray and one that's for platinum hair, so it has tones of gray. It's almost like a light gray, which I appreciate companies to do more unusual colors, because not many are doing that, especially, you know, these kind of prestige company, if you wish. So yeah, I don't use a lot. I just do like on the edges, and then, well, my eyebrows aren't that clean now. Like, I tend to have regrowth. This is like a 2-day regrowth after plucking them, so my eyebrows just grows very, very, very fast. Anyways, I'll then clean them up with concealer. That tends to do the trick, especially if you have very fast growing brows. What I've recently discovered, or I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't purchase it until not long ago, is the Amazing Cosmetics Illuminate. And this is in ivory, which is almost, or I would say it's close to NC05. I like it because it's pearly, like it has luminate, like pearlescent thing going on. Oh, my fear arrived. So I like to like that. If I mess up the shape a little bit, then I'll go over again. So I have that. And now I'm gonna go under the brows. And I have my little Shumura mirror, which this comes from Hong Kong when I went there with my mom. Probably all of you know that story by now. I was awfully sick. It was a 30-hour flight. Not 30, but, well, first one was 12, second one was, no, first one was 4, second one was 12, and third one was like 4. But then there were like a lot of waiting in the airport and stuff like that, and jet lag, and not being able to sleep, and flying in economy, which is a nightmare, especially if you're flying such long distances and you're big like me. So yeah, anyways, Beauty Blender. Those of you who are new here, you can skip this part if you're rewatching it, because I know I'm very, very slow with my brows, but that's how it is. Some people can go fast doing their eyebrows. I'd rather go slower and make less mistakes and less cleaning up later. Especially that I'm very picky with how long I want them to end. By the way, if your eyebrows, for example, have like a too sharp of an edge or something like that, you can always take, you know, what's left on the concealer on the Beauty Blender and lightly dab on the edges to soften them. There. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and use the primer. So this is the Kat Von D primer in Fair. I'm going to use this. And now that I'm here, well, if there are any questions, as I said, this is an interactive thing. You don't need to ask, but if there is something that you've been wanting to ask, or if it's within the topic that I can show you, then I'm more than glad to do that. By the way, we might finally have decided where we're going for a holiday, or actually not holiday, but vacation. Like, I don't know why. For me, vacations are holidays. So I always call them holiday. I know that a lot of people are like, I'm getting confused because I'm asking them, so when are you going on holiday? And they're like, like, Christmas is still like 9 months away or something like that, or whatever the case might be. But I tend to, yeah, be like that. So, yeah, a little bit more caffeine. That is done. I'm gonna now apply a little bit of the Guerlain Stop Spot. The reason why I like to apply it is because, one, it sort of smooths down any dryness there might be, you know, like you might get dryness around the pimples and whatnot. And two, it corrects the redness. It has like a yellow, slight yellow tinge, like a little bit too dark for my skin on its own, but under the foundation it's pretty well. And I like to let it on for it's what I'm drinking is Diet Coke. I already had my coffee early in the morning, so yeah, so I like to apply this and let it on for a few minutes. Well, like until I'm done with my eyes and I can do the rest. Okay, so that's, you know, it leaves like that green tinge to it. And by the way, this is a scar which has to be drained, and I'm just wanting to warn you guys, if you get an industrial piercing, there is a risk that no matter how well you take care of it, no matter how you pamper it and baby it, it will not heal. Like in my case, it was a year, it did not heal. So I had to take it off, and this formed like one here, there was one here, but it was able to be removed. And this one I have to go to the doctor again to get like cortisone shots or something to remove it, maybe freezing it or whatever. So if you're prone to getting those, you will just get them. And yeah, I'm very fancy. Yeah, I drink my Diet Coke out of a fancy plastic camping cup, but I'm fancy like that. So, yep, there's that. Now the eyes. In the look, I started out by sort of priming my eye with the Chanel Rouge Brûlé 128. Is the Illusion d'Ombre. So I'm going to show you here. So that's what I started with, but I'm not going to use this insanely hard to use little brush or excuse of a brush, but I'm going to actually be using a real brush. So I'll be using the Laura Mercier flat eyeliner. Yeah, exactly. Better dead than simple. Yeah, You couldn't have said it better. So this is what it looks like. It dries down to a powder finish that is actually sort of like a cream. So I'm grabbing a little bit and basically just adding color to the lid. You can use it on its own, but for the purpose of this look, I'm not going to do that. And this can be quite tricky product because you have to grab a certain amount, like I don't know how to explain it. It does not grab, like when you're swiping the brush like this, there's very little on. So you have to actually scoop out a little bit and then blend it. Basically now I'm just blending it and not adding anymore. So this is the first eye. I'm gonna actually do both eyes. So that I don't forget what I've done in one, and then I'm like, what should I be doing with the second one? Muffy went by. He went to have a nap, probably. And by the way, this product is very, very long wearing. It's very, very nice. The only thing is that it can be a bit of a problematic to work with. Oh my goodness, like it just drops. So yeah. Let's just say it's not the easiest product to work with. But it's looks nicer as a wash of color rather than trying to achieve a lot of intensity with, or as a priming base. Whoops. So that. Yeah, this mirror actually was from that what is it called? Karl Lagerfeld Mura collection. And it's all dirty, I know, like, excuse my dirtiness. I will clean it after when I'm done, but you know, Muffy tends to play with it and whatnot, so yeah. So, sorry, just a second. I'm checking an email because I sent a complaint. Well, I sent a complaint about leggings that are piling between my legs, and I sent a complaint, and they didn't seem to understand. So I'm not sure how to explain piling. Like, how do you say it? How else do you say it? Like when the clothes is like having like tiny balls. Like, you know, when a not very good fabric, for example, if you're wearing like a bag or crossbody or something, and the bag is touching the fabric, and then there's like tiny balls of fabric that, I mean, they can be removed, but that's removing fabric, so it ends up being like thinner in that area. Well, I'm experiencing that after a couple of wears of leggings, which were like $70, which is insanely expensive, and that should not happen. I have Nike ones that I've had for 5 years and they are still in good condition. That hasn't happened. So I'm not sure how to explain. I don't know what else to tell them. Like, how is there another word for that that maybe I can try? Maybe that person in particular does not understand piling. I don't know. That's the word that I've seen being used in Lululemon's website. Like, when people have experienced that, they say like there is piling and customer service. I sent pictures, but she was like, I don't understand what's the issue. That's weird because in the pictures you can see the piling, but the problem is that the fabric has sort of like a heather gray texture, so it's very hard to tell unless you know what you're looking for. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what else to. I'm gonna try and find another definition for that online. Whatever. So, anyways, now, this is done. So sorry. So this is what the color priming looks like. Now I'm gonna take like a blending brush. Now I'm gonna go with the Relgar from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm gonna go on the corners. Nothing fancy. I'm just sort of blending this edge. Like so. This isn't my favorite brush, so I hope that I can manage with it. This is actually my first blending brush ever, so you can guess how old this is. Very old. Like, I want to say a decade. No, more than a decade. Or somewhere there. I think a decade, yeah. This brush is a decade, so you can tell good quality. I mean, this was, you know, the Sephora back then in Spain. They had these brushes, and I mean, a decade, and there has been no fallout from the brush. Like, this is quality. There's a lot of crap nowadays that you can buy and they don't last anything. So that's that. And next I'm gonna take a bit of red ochre, like just the tiniest bit. Now I'm gonna just be going like an imaginary V here, and a little bit on the imaginary crease because I don't really have a crease. And then we're gonna soften up the line in a moment. I recall I didn't really do it that way, but hopefully this is close enough, or at least an inspiration. This actually was very cheap. Like, it was very, very cheap brush back then. Now that's true. A lot of Sephora brushes tend to be as expensive as higher end. Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Love Letter, and I want to use another blending brush if I can find one. Well, I'm going to be using this one. This one, or do I have my MAC one somewhere? I swear my brushes seem to disappear. I don't know where on earth they're going. All of them. Like, I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, I'm going to use this one. I'll try and find my other ones. I'm just lightly dusting. I'm surprised that after the lengthy email I sent, they wouldn't understand what piling is, because I said it's between the legs and under where I keep my flip belt for my iPhone when I'm working out, that piling is occurring. So I'm not sure, like, there are many things that happen if you have friction or, you know, in a fabric when you're explaining that. I don't know if that person doesn't understand. I don't know. That's a little bit weird, especially if you're working in a, you know, company that mainly sells clothes, like only sells clothes, like, and mainly sells leggings. You should be aware of that term. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to take Dose from Kat Von D. And I'm going to be taking a little brush like this, packing it on. I don't know why I did that, anyways. And I'm going to be putting it along the lash line. There, and now we're going to do a little thingy. Then I take in Cypress Umber, but very, very lightly, like. And I actually use the Kat Von D underneath in order to be able to blend that dark one without it turning too dark. So I'm sort of like darkening the orange, if that makes sense. Or darkening the copper, rather. It's not orange, it's copper. I'm trying to show you, by the way, if I'm doing this, it's because I want you to see better what's actually happening. Yeah. So I'm actually happy with this look, how it looks. There's another brush. I need another brush. I'm gonna take a flat brush like this, and I'm gonna be taking Tempera. So now we're gonna be cleaning a little bit the brow. Oops, sorry. And this is, I'm trying to only go under the brow, like, not, this is still not entirely the blending color, but I'm first starting by cleaning the brow. So I'm packing this product where I had the concealer, so it really sticks there and it brightens it. A little bit further, so there. These have blue, so it's a no-go. I'm gonna take this one. So fluffy brush, and I'm taking Vermeer very lightly, and I'm especially wanting to clean this edge out. We can always add intensity, but that's not a problem. I'll take this one. This is cuter anyways. There. Now, because the intensity went down a little bit, I'm going again with like really light dusting of Relgar, only to add a little bit more, I guess, deepening the edge. I'm not sure if Relgar can be purchased on its own, but I honestly would buy only this. It's an incredibly gorgeous rusty color. So there's that. There wasn't really anything fancy with this look. Whoops. There went my... Sorry. Thing is that I don't see. So I have to rely on other senses to find stuff, like my hands. Therefore, I'm more prone to mistakes. Let me grab my mirror. Okay. Now onto finding a eyeliner brush that's actually good. Yeah, I don't like this one. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, taking this one. So I'm taking just a Bobbi Brown eye definer brush. I'm cleaning it first to make sure there's nothing in there. Oh, hello, Muff. How are you, handsome boy? You wanna come? You wanna come here? No? Okay. He's like, no. He wants to mind his own business. So now I'm taking a little bit of Giorgio Armani Eyebrow Maestro in henna. Sorry if I seem a little bit off. Ever since I got that email, I'm like, hey, why didn't they understand? Like, I spent 20 minutes writing that long email. It's a little bit weird. So I don't want the main color to be red for the eyeliner, but I'm adding sort of a base so that the other eyeliner looks a little bit more reddish, if that makes sense. There's that. So there are two options that I tend to like for eyeliner. So there's that. Hope you can see well. Seems to darken when I come close to the camera. Anyways, whoops, I messed up this one. So I'm just going to explain to you. This is Tom Ford, and this is in color Bruised. So if you tend to do more colder toned reds, this Bruised is very gorgeous for that purpose. But today I have more of a Oh my goodness. More of a warmer toned. So I'm gonna go with Chanel Eros. And this is what I used actually on the picture. There you go. Now that that's out of the way, we're almost done with the eyes actually. Like, it seemed to have taken quite short amount of time considering me. Like there's still a mascara and stuff to do, but before I do that, I wanted to do the base. I like to keep the mascara for the end. Strange, I don't know why the camera is picking me up as like everything seems darker, like this seems like navy blue. It's actually more of a cobalt blue. Anyways, so this is the new foundation and it's in the shade Yurun 201, so it's the lightest shade. And I have its mineral powder, so I'm gonna set it with that, and because I just want to try how it would react. So I'm gonna start with 2 pumps, and I'm gonna be I'm first spreading it where I have the most to cover, which in my case is under here. Whatever is left here, I pick it up with the brush. This shade is, I would say, if not NCNW 05, it's very close to it. And then I take the Beauty Blender I don't think this foundation is meant to have extreme coverage, so I'm not asking that out of it. It has a very good medium coverage already, so that's very good. And it seems to be quite luminous. And it is a natural foundation, so it smells, it doesn't smell synthetic like many can. I'm gonna do maybe a swatch later. But I'm adding just a little bit more over here. I want to see how much coverage I can get out of this one. Sorry, itchy. And I have like random dots on my nose. I don't know why. These smells like, you know, natural oils. They tend to smell a bit like omega type. Well, this is what it smells like. My forehead, I don't have much to cover, so I'm just going over to even out the skin tone because I have a little bit of redness there, but it's nothing that a little bit of foundation can correct. Now I haven't dragged it all the way to my neck so that you can see the match. Like you can see how it looks like. I'm going to be applying just a tiny bit, if I can get out just a tiny bit. Oh my goodness, no. This, so yeah, that's something that sucks with this pump. You cannot get tiny amounts, so you have to like get a full pump every time, which I don't appreciate, because that means I have to apply that pump. Like, I mean, I don't want to waste product. I don't like doing that. So anyways, I'm applying a little bit more in some areas. Whatever. So there you can see. On the forehead, you can see just a little bit really did cover a lot. Like, it did even out. I want to show you this because many of you guys don't have a necessity to cover that much. So I want to show you what it looks like if you apply it lightly and you don't really have much to cover, or if you have a lot to cover. I want to show you what that looks like too. Like, you can still see the pimples, which from this kind of foundation, I mean, it has done a very good job, especially for a natural brand. It does not have any fragrance or anything like that. It does not have any alcohol, mineral oil. It only has like natural oils, like two natural oils. And it's a buildable coverage. I'm absolutely in love with this foundation. Yeah, I like it. So anyways, I'm gonna go and actually I'm gonna conceal a little bit with my Cover FX blemish concealer. Whoops. I seem to drop everything. So. I often don't have high expectations for natural brands. Like, I'm gonna be honest, in makeup they tend to be disgusting, and basically what I imagine Paleolithic people would look like with makeup that would be from back then, you know, if they ever wore something. Like, you know, wearing like earthy stuff. Hi! So now I'm just concealing whatever is left. I think it's pretty good. By the way, if you're seeing a disparity of color, it's because this foundation has more yellow pigments than I have. Like, I'm very bluish, so I'm picking up the concealer cap. Sorry, I seem to be like all the time fetching something from the floor. That's my nature. I drop everything. Anyways, so that's that. I can actually put it like this for a change. For those of you who missed it. By the way, the eyeshadows seem intense when I'm far away, but when I'm coming close, the colors don't reflect the same thing. Like, it's almost like it's changing or morphing or whatever. Do you want to come? You want to come? Come here. I'm here. Okay. He wanted to say hello, you know, because he's a handsome boy, right? Yeah. Yeah. He's getting new feathers in his head. Can you see the little spikes? Those are all new feathers that Muffy's gonna get, right? And you're gonna have a fluffy, handsome head. Yeah, you're gonna have. There you go. I'm trying to show you. Yeah. You wanna go up? You wanna go up? Go up? No, not here. Oh, come on. Come on, Muffy. I need to continue. No. Okay, whatever. He's wanting to hang around there, in that specific spot. I don't need to be cleaned, Muffy. You know? I'm already clean. I took a shower. No, I don't. I'm fine. Seriously. Muffy, go up. Good boy. Go up. Good boy. What do you think of this product? Okay, well, you didn't like it. Anyways, now I'm using the mineral version of this foundation, which, if you know me, I don't wear mineral foundations on their own. I like to use them as a setting powder that add a little bit more coverage. So, and I'm gonna be using, no, I'm actually drinking Diet Coke. I also drink lattes out of a wine glass. I don't drink alcohol. I had this purely for sodas and coffee. It's a plastic one from Wegmans. I just saw them and I was like, I need them. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be grabbing a little bit with this flat brush from It Cosmetics. Let's see. Another thing I want to mention is that, well, look at this. Look at the coverage. Sorry. Another thing I want to mention is that when you're applying any kind of mineral powder or powder foundation on top of your liquid foundations, don't buff it. If you buff it, you're going to just create smears of or clumps of the liquid foundation that's mixing with the powder foundation. So just like dab it on top. Yeah, I need a little umbrella and a straw. That's true. It does add coverage, but it's not like insanely crazy high coverage stuff. And I'm taking whatever's left on the lid for my forehead because, you know, I just need to set it lightly. I don't have any issues in my forehead. Those of you who have my forehead texture on all your face, like, you're lucky. You're very lucky. There we go. So this is what the forehead looks like. That's been set. And this camera amplifies, like, the texture of the skin looks worse in the camera. So as you can see, when I go further away, it starts to look more normal. So there's that. I might get a little straw, an umbrella if I can find one. There should be on sale because summer is ending and people are already starting with the Halloween stuff. Halloween / Thanksgiving. So I don't see why I couldn't find one of those. Anyways, I'm going to conceal my eyes very lightly because I don't need that much. Well, some would argue that I need a lot because I have that darkness there, but I'm not bothered by it. So I'm using the Ultra HD in Y21. And I ended up applying too friggin' much. Yeah, actually, this look doesn't look bad with glasses. It makes your eyes pop with the glasses. So if you're someone that wears glasses, you can try this shape of, how do you say, this shape of colors. Like you can switch it up, the colors. You don't need to use reds or rusties or anything like that. But you might like it how, especially if you have strong prescriptions. I have observed prescriptions. But probably there are people who have it way worse than me. So whatever. And I'm adding a little bit more on my nose because what the hell, my nose doesn't want to be covered today. No, well, doesn't want to. And I'm gonna add a little bit I'll add the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops in Celestial. I really like these highlighting drops. They're awesome, and you just need a little bit. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm not gonna go too overboard. I want to show you live what this looks like. And the reason why I went with this one is that it adds a lot of glow, and you can add it on top of a powder formula because it the solvent or whatever technology they have in there evaporates, so it just becomes like a powder highlighter. It's not like a cream texture. So there you go. And then on top of that, of course, I like to add highlighter and whatnot. But that's for next step. Now I'm gonna do the lashes. So first I'm gonna be priming. I have the Dior Show Maximizer 3D, whatever. It's triple volume plumping lash primer. Okay, whatever. Why is it triple? I don't know. Probably the next one they're gonna name it, you know, quadruple and quintuple and so on. If you're wondering if I like this one better than the Tarte, because Tarte has that awesome primer that I've been raving about, this one gives less length and curls a little bit less than the Tarte one. But this is more lighter, so it doesn't clump up the mascara as much, if that makes sense. So if your formula of mascara is very delicate, I would go with this one. Also, the benefit of this one is that it has so many tiny bristles, like silicone bristles, that it's really coating each lash perfectly. And also it can be used as a treatment. You don't need to do anything. Now I'm going to be using the limited edition, which I'm sorry, that's how it is. This one's limited edition. You can probably find it online still. It's the Armani Eccentrical Mascara in red. So it's like a reddish tone. And there are many reddish mascaras that you can purchase. Stargazer has one. It's not the best formula, but it's very intense. So it has one that's red and one that's orange. You can like mix them up and get your own color, for example, which is what I've done in the past as well. This is just my holy grail mascara, so I stocked up, of course. There you go. Yeah, I seem to say a lot when I'm thinking. Sorry, I know, nasty habit. It annoys some people. With the Tarte one, the Tarte primer, you have to, you know, it's like one coat and they're long and curled and whatnot. There's a lot of primer in there. With the Dior, you have to build it up for a while before you get what you want. So that's another observation I've made. There. Also, if you're wondering, like, would a primer help you? Like lash primer? For foundation, if you have not a lash primer, but I'm giving an example. If you have a foundation primer, to be honest, unless you have textural issues, like you need to smoothen out something, so you add silicones, they don't necessarily make a big difference. Like they are a big hit or miss. Maybe for people that are not using good quality skincare or good quality sunscreens, it might make a difference because they're not used to using, you know, good quality products on their face. But if you have a good quality sunscreen or moisturizer, whatnot, honestly, primer is just an option. Like primers can add a little bit more glow if you're going somewhere. They can add a little bit of something if you're going to a special event. But compared to lash primers really, really make a difference. I used to be one who was like, nah, I don't want to add an extra step. Lash primers are bothersome, whatnot. But ever since I started to get into them, I can notice how, you know, mascaras that aren't waterproof or would normally be cracking or, you know, by a couple hours be all over here underneath, like transferring to the lower lash line. I noticed that when using primers, suddenly they don't transfer anymore. It's like staying in place the whole day. So that's a big bonus for me. I think it's just very, very awesome. And I would totally suggest or recommend trying out a lash primer. I think they make a really big difference in how the mascara stays, how curly it stays, and how well it coats lashes. Yeah, I actually now I'm wearing, if I'm wearing mascara every day, I'm wearing lash primer every day. Also, if you get a lash primer like this one that has like a serum in it, you're also adding treatment to your lashes. And when it comes to removing the product of your lashes, it facilitates the removal of the mascara so your lashes don't get too damaged in the process of, yeah, rubbing it off, if you wish. Oh, thank you for the compliment. Thank you. I personally adore red mascara. I just love red lashes. I do. I have pretty much every color in the world. Actually, the other color that I really love is, you know, cobalt electric blue for lashes. But other than that, I wear personally almost every day some kind of reddish mascara. I don't like black mascara myself. I feel that it darkens my eyes too much, and with this it sort of like lightens it, especially if you have eyeglasses. Another story if you're wearing, you know, fake lashes, so you need to blend them a little bit better, but that's a different story. Like, I don't wear fake lashes now, or not right now, or not, I don't plan on to. So yeah, that was a long explanation for a simple thing. Next, I'm taking a little bit of this, which is the Kat Von D setting powder, and I'm going to apply just a little bit under my eyes. I mean, just tiniest bit. And I'm also applying where I have done the cleanup process with the concealer for my brows. I don't know, I like that effect, so. There, I hope that's helpful anyhow. Yeah, I think especially when you have prescriptions that, you know, this one, let me show you for perspective. I mean, can you tell how much it makes the bottle smaller? It makes everything smaller. So your eyes will appear like they're sunken backwards. I have found that if you use black mascara, it does not actually bring them forward. It seems like you're just having a black hole there, literally black holes. So unless you're having, you know, a really, really, really black eye look, like a really winged cat line, whatever, then yeah. But for everyday use, I found that colored mascaras, bright mascaras, actually bring the eyes more forward. Therefore, it makes it look like you're more well-rested and whatnot. Yep. Let me check, actually. What is he doing? Mauve? Yep. Muffy actually went to the shower to sleep. So. Okay, so now I'm going to contour a little bit. Well, I think that's because, you know, black is a safe choice. So it's something like, you know, it's being pushed forward, like black mascara color. It's, you know, easier to wear. It's not, is more like normal lash color and whatnot. But I've seen a lot of, at least lately, a lot of colored mascaras, which look very, very nice. Unfortunately, I don't see people wearing them that much, you know, like on a daily basis. Like I would wear the red mascara and I would use just like a red eyeliner or not even eyeliner, like nothing, just the red mascara. And it's sort of like livens the eyes when you have glasses. I don't know, it just, it brings attention, but not in a bad way. Like it makes it look, I don't know how to explain it. Probably you can see it by the pictures. Yeah, brown is quite darkening. Unless you have like a very light brown that lightens the lashes. The only exception that I would say is if you have very, very, very light eyes, like some intense blue eye or intense green, you know, like, sorry, I have a, wait, come back. I have one of those bristles, yeah. So if you have, you know, like very intensive eyes, like some people have icy blue eyes, then if they wear like a black mascara or a dark navy, it just brings that color forward. It just makes them look more out there because the contrast between their skin and the eye isn't that great. Like it's light. If they have light skin, if they have dark skin, different story. Like their blue eyes will already pop out. But if they have like light skin and very, very light eyes, then adding a dark mascara will help to create a contrast in the eyes. Therefore, it will bring it forward. But if you have darker eyes and lighter skin, the iris is already dark, so it seems to be sunken backward. So you need to add something that that's not exactly the same color as the iris, because therefore it will just seem like you have a larger iris that is going backwards. So you need to lighten the lashes a little bit so that it, I don't know how to say, it sort of make it look like your iris isn't going too much inside. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, I'm trying. Anyways, I've contoured with the Surat. It's in Grisaille. It's not the most grayish color that you can find, but it's pretty gray compared to what's out there. And I'm going to be using my new trio, which I've built up at Sephora, of blushes. I'm in love with this palette. I'm in love. What I like about it, first of all, is the price, because one single of those is $22, two of those is $34, three of those is $44. So basically you're paying for two and you're getting the third one for free. So yeah, I went to Sephora. I had to return, not sure if you remember the live stream from last week. I had that Guerlain foundation that was shade 00N. I discovered that that 00N was just basically repackaged 01. So don't buy the 00N. Don't, because it's the same thing as 01. It's equally dark. So they just changed the packaging, changed the shade name, and that's it. So I was pretty pissed. I returned that because it was very, very dark. No matter how beautiful foundation is, it's too dark. So I was looking around because I had paid it with a gift card and I had to, you know, exchange it for something because it was a gift card. So I got this. These are very awesome. Like, you can create your own color scheme. So you can have like your contour, your highlight, your blush, or like different blushes. And because I'm in a reddish kick lately, yeah, as usual, it hasn't changed, but now it's even more so. I had to get this. I had to. So yeah, they're pretty intense. So even if I've just lightly swiped it, it will show up. So I'm applying this first one. Then I'm gonna go a little bit with the red, just a little bit. And then I'm going with this one, and I'm taking the middle one, which is a fiery orange. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm doing this. And look, I'm just lightly dabbing it. I mean, you can, of course, have a very intense payoff. I want to show you how intense these are. I mean, I've just barely touched it. Barely. You know, it's like they are very, very, very intense blushes. So, hi! So, there's that. I know for a lot of people, they wouldn't think of using reddish colors for blushes, but I personally like it. For some, it might look clownish. Okay, that's their prerogative. Now I'm going to take Icy Cold by Jeffree Star. Which, by the way, I have it, so that's why I'm using it. I'm just intensifying. And highlighter is a good way to blend, you know, whatever you might, you know, like harsh edges. And I love to apply highlighter on top of the, like here. I think honestly, let's see, there, that's a better light. I think Makeup Forever blushes are extremely good quality. Like surprisingly, they are my first ones. I've never owned any Makeup Forever blushes. I had their diamond powders and some cream eyeshadows, eyeliners, lip liners, mascaras, primers, foundations, concealers, all of that. But I actually never tried blushes. And I was always looking at these, and I really, really liked the color, how they looked. But I was like, I'm not sure if, you know, how they will look or if they would be too much. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to give it a go. And actually, now I want to make like a pink palette and a brown palette. I don't know. I think they're just unbelievably good. You just need very little. You can use them as eyeshadows. You can do like more artistic stuff because they're so pigmented. So I think they're very, very, they're worth it. Totally worth it, especially for the price tag. I mean, NARS ones, if you ask me honestly, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but NARS blushes aren't that good. Like, for the price you're paying for a blush, they tend to be chalky, except a few one of them that are, you know, the better ones. But in general, they tend to be very chalky. You have to build them up a lot, and they don't really have much of a dimension to them. Whereas, you know, Makeup Forever, they're like almost pure pigment. Yeah, they're very versatile. That was the word. So now I wanted to do the lips because I know I said I'm going to do different lip combos. So I'm going to go from sheerest to darkest. So by the way, this is the look. Yeah, so I'm gonna do, let's see, what did I wear? Actually, I don't remember, so let's go over here. Whoops, sorry, Mom. So here I have my lipsticks. I'm thinking, like, what did I wear? Yeah, now I remember. I think I wore this. Was it this one? Yeah. I have this option. Yeah. I have this option. Sorry, I'm just checking like what option to show you. Okay, I think I've. Now I don't have anything. I just have the lip balm, and whatever foundation went on my lip balm. Thank you. This top, by the way, if anyone is interested, this is from G-Star Raw, and I know it looks like black on the camera. Like, I don't know why. But it's not black. It's like a cobalt blue. It's quite bright, and G-Star Raw has this indigo dye, which tends to be theirs. Like, it's always in their collection. They always have something with indigo dye. So if you're interested in this kind of look or color, they tend to have similar things season after season. So I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna line them quickly and clean them up. This is, by the way, Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. I recommend this to nearly everybody. Even my mom, who isn't a lip liner kind of person, she tried this one and she was smitten right away. So there, the first option which I had in the picture, and I just grabbed one that's, sorry, I have a backup and this one isn't sharpened, so I'm not gonna bother to sharpen it now. So this is, you've probably seen me use it before. It's the NARS lip pencil, satin lip pencil in Rick again. I like Charlotte Tilbury stuff. Let's see, what do I like? I like her eyeshadows. She has a gorgeous reddish quad it's on my wish list. Her foundation is pretty good. Setting powder is pretty good. Lip liner, I haven't tried the eyeliner, but she has like those eyeshadow sticks. They're very good. Lipsticks, especially the matte one. The matte ones are superb. Her cleansing balm, her eye cream, and her night cream are very good. I'm not very fond of her primer or her day cream for that matter. Yeah, I think that's about it. I haven't, yeah, oh yeah, I had the palette. Like she had a palette where there was the highlighter and the highlighter. I love their highlighters, her highlighters. But she had a palette where there was the highlighter, bronzer, blushes, and eyeshadows. I really, really liked it, but it wasn't necessarily like what I would reach to because the colors were too neutral for me. So I gave it away to my mom. She was very happy about that. She loved that palette. It's more of her style. Anyways, so I think I had this, which was the NARS Rikuyen. And then I had sort of, whoops, like, you know, remove the excess. So it gives like this stain, and then use like a lip balm. Yeah, this is what I actually had in the picture, if you're wondering. So that's one option. That's very neutral. It's just bringing a little bit of color in the lips, especially when you have so much color in the eyes. Yeah, so I'm removing this option. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I'm going to show you which highlighter is actually very, very nice of hers. This one. Don't get any other highlighter. Honestly, get this one. It's the Gold Bar. It's stunning. Like, look at that. It's just stunning. If you want one of her highlighters, this one is the best that she actually has. The ones in the palette and the ones in the bronzing highlighter duo, they are okay, but honestly, it's a lot of money for something that's not as good as this one. Her lipsticks, the matte ones are the best formula. The satin ones are meh, like they're okay, but it's nothing like, you know, that will change or rock your world. But I have one of her matte lipsticks, and I honestly can say that it's a very, very gorgeous matte. It does not feel drying. It feels like natural lip texture. So it's that kind of matte. It's not the ultra matte like, you know, the like with lipsticks and things like that. But it's just like a very, not sure if you can tell, it's like a lip kind of finish. It's very lip-ish. So this one, it's Bond Girl, which has a reddish undertone. Bond girl, like James Bond girl, was actually made for one of the Bond girls, I believe. I think that she used it, yeah, for the premiere of the latest James Bond. She used this color on the Bond girl. And they're not drying at all. They're very long wearing, very comfortable. Her eyeshadows, the quads, are lovely. The sticks are lovely, and the paint pots, like she has pot eyeshadows, are lovely too. Next option that I'm gonna show you is something a little bit more intense. So this is the Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro in 405. I recommend this formula to everybody, like the Lip Maestros. Honestly, there is nothing like it on the market. There has been a lot of copies. Lancome has one, Chanel has one, even Maybelline has one, but nothing comes close to this Armani, which was the first one to introduce such a silicone texture in the market. I had my first one for my honeymoon 4 years ago. So I'm gonna show you. This is what it looks like. It looks like a gloss, but it has pigmentation of a lipstick, but you can make it look as intense or as sheer as you want without losing the, how can I say, without losing its texture, if that makes sense. Like, look, it can look blushed. You can have so many intensities with this product. It has, the pigment is actually encoded in transparent silicone beads. So therefore the pigment is very, very intense. When you look at lip glosses or lipsticks, they tend to have a base. So they have like a brown base, yellow base, pink base. They have bases, and then they add more pigment to that base in order to give it the final color. With this one, there is no base. This is transparent base, therefore the color will be almost blinding. Like, they have a neon, and it's truly blinding neon. So it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's just unlike anything else. It feels unlike anything else. It feels like a silicone primer on your lips, but lasts so long, doesn't bleed, doesn't taste weird, doesn't feel sticky. It feels like almost like a lip stain, but plumper lips. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah. And this one in particular has reddish undertone, and you can see when I'm doing this, you can make it look like a lip stain. There's still product, but it looks exactly like my lips would be stained, but they aren't stained. So I don't know. I personally love this product. If you're looking for a beautiful red, Armani are the first ones to look at. Their reds are very different from what's out in the market. I don't know why. They are very good at reds. The other colors that they have, they're like, honestly, they're boring. Like, their browns are very boring. Pinks are very boring. Now they're starting to have like more neon pinks, but the reds and oranges are what stands out from them, hands down, like really the best. Next option would be a very darker lip, and this one is in acajou, which is sort of like mahogany color. So I'm gonna coat the whole lip with this. And I want to say, try to get lip liners that you can line your lips with, like your whole lips. Fill them in, not line them, fill them in. Like you can buy a lip liner. This one in particular is very hard to fill the lips, but for example, Charlotte Tilbury is very easy to fill the lips with. But you can buy a dark lip liner and then you can change the shades of many colors. So you can darken lipsticks without the need to purchase more lipsticks, and you can also have a lip liner for your darker lipsticks. So there's that. Now I'm taking the other end, which is a brush. And I'm blending in whatever, so that the lipstick can go on better. So I've chosen Radish. So you can use something darker as this, like I have a darker lipstick, or you can use something like this. And just go inside. Whoops. By the way, this is by Bite Beauty, so that you know. And take the brush again. And sort of feather it, like. Then you can add more dark lip liner. So I'm going to try and show you. So basically what I've done is that I've lined the lips as much as I can with a dark lip liner. Then I've gone with something like this deep horseradish color and filled inside and then feathered out. So let's see if I can. Gosh, I can't show you. I hope you can see properly. But yeah, that's another option that you can add if you want to make this eye look more nighttime, or if it's too boring for you on its own. Another option would be something like this poppy red, which I can show you. Actually, I forgot that I had that one. 1 second, I'm going to clean my lips. So I'm going to just clean my lips quickly. This is a pretty tough lip liner to remove. So there's that. And this is by Guerlain. It's the shade 020 Poppy Cap. Whoops. Sorry, this is. This is another option. Oops, I have a little bit of lipstick there, whatever, I made it worse. Whee! Okay. So those are options that you can use. And yeah, so just play around with it. You can add more lip liner. Or what? No, like, I messed up the shape. I'm gonna have to clean this up, my lips, afterwards. So anyways, this is the look. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If there are any requests, you can always let me know in the comments or email or whatnot. And yeah, so hopefully next week I might do some other type of look, maybe something more neutral. We'll see. And yeah, anyways, as I said, if there are any questions, comments, let me know in the comments, or you can reach me at Instagram, or you can reach me over my email, website, many ways to request something or have a question. And I hope you have a super wonderful Labor Day weekend if you celebrate it. If not, that's okay. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend overall. And thank you very much. I hope to see you next Friday. Bye-bye.